the turntable assembly. You knew this was coming. Well, here it is. The turntable, when we last left the RP-190, we were down to just the motor board with the turntable mounted on it. Now we've got the turntable off. What holds it on, this part here, is underneath, and you just loosen this one screw and pull it off. Notice that on here, there's a hole in the shaft of the turntable shaft. That screw, when it's back together again, has to go into that little hole. Don't over tighten it, just snug it up when you put it back together. It doesn't have to be over tightened. That hole prevents it from moving like that. And if you've tightened it correctly, you'll see the set screw will sink down into this gold colored part. Once this is out of the way, the turntable rotates on three little washers, or two washers. There's the bottom washer, then there's a little roller bearing in here, little ball bearing assembly right there. When this goes back in, the cup shaped part, or the dished part, is facing up, so it holds the grease in. All the old grease is all dead in there. And then there's a third washer right here. There we go. So there's the three things that are underneath. Now, to take this apart, there are two screws inside this thing, right? Hard to see because they're sunk way down in here, but there's a screw down here and one on this side that hold the top red cap on. They have to come out. And this is where the fun begins, because this is where all the parts are going to go flying. There's no other way to do this but taking it apart. There's two long screws and two little washers under the screws. There's one. And don't be alarmed when you look inside the red cap. The mounting parts are going to be cracked. It's just the way it is. Okay, now, when you take the cap off, here we go. This little clip here, be careful not to lose this. Sometimes this clip will be broken. You'll have to replace it by finding another turntable. This keeps the top parts are called the separators. They keep the next record to play from dropping on top of the next record in line. Now, taking this out like this, oh boy, here we go. Take this out of here like this. There's the two separators, and there are the two record shelves. You can see all the dirt on top of them. Incidentally, you don't ever oil the top part of this thing. And someone already did that, because you can see the oil on top of the little washer here. This has to be clean, absolutely clean, and no lubrication. It will just be sliding Bakelite on Bakelite in here. And all this old grease on this shaft has to be cleaned off. And also, what I do is I take a tiny little piece of a paper towel and I wet it with lighter fluid, and then I poke it down into that hole, into the hole right there, and push it through to clean out the inner shaft. Then clean all the old dust, dirt, and debris out of this track, and including the sides of the track here too. And then what you have left is a whole bunch of little parts. And you have two little springs. Interesting to note, on the record separators, they interlock like this, and they sit on top of each other, just like that. With the, you'll see two little extended metal tangs that lock into the square parts of this. And it's difficult. It's difficult, and it's going to cause you to say some bad words and stuff, but when you go to put it back together again, you just be patient with it, and that's all you can do. After it's all cleaned up, then we'll put it back together again.